We are talking cheerleading here on Midday. We're not demonstrating any cheerleading today. We don't have a big team, but we did. Are you demonstrating? Maybe you should get to. We have Carrie Lewis joining us, co-owner of Freeze Athletics, as well as Allie Bradford as well, who is also a co-owner. So thank you so much for being here, both of you.
Thanks for having us.
We're talking about something pretty exciting today. Not only cheerleading itself, but the fact that Kamloops is hosting a really big competition. I'll ask you, Carrie, if you can give us details on that.
Yeah, for sure. So the first official provincial championship event is happening in Kamloops on April 13th of this year. So this has kind of been a year in the works and the planning, and we sort of stepped up, and with this venue we have in town, it's just kind of perfect to be able to host the first one. And we're really excited. Registration's going really well, and we're getting the final pieces together to have an awesome event on the 13th.
So, Allie, what have you had to do to prepare for this? Because, you know, Freeze has been putting a lot of work into this, as you mentioned, Carrie, to make this happen, right?
Yeah, so as a club, we have, you know, had our parents are pitching in to help with volunteering. We have to be able to, you know, man the event for check-ins, for people coming, for people, spectators, all of that stuff. We've gotten set it up. We're having it at the Tournament Capital Center in town, and then just getting our teams ready to be able to participate and really try to shine at home, which they never get the opportunity to do. So
I know, it's so exciting.
Yeah, it's a really great spectator sport too. I feel like that kind of gets missed sometimes, but it's so infrequent that we get the opportunity to showcase cheerleading in Kamloops. So, I mean, I'd like to just promote too, it's only $5 to come and check out. Kids under 3 are free, so it's a really cool sport to be able to watch it and just see the athleticism involved. We're also going to have a beverage garden there, and Monty Creek has stepped up, as well as Red Collar, to sponsor the event. So, you know, it could be kind of a fun afternoon to just come out, check out what cheerleading's all about. And
absolutely. We have some pictures of the teams at Freeze. Let's take a look. So this is it. This is the kind of caliber that we're talking about, right?
Yeah, exactly. So these photos are from last year. So we had a great year last year. We went to Summit, as you'll see there. That's a big competition in Florida. We were on talking about Summit and our teams going last year. So yeah, so this group this year are going to be a little bit, you know, the teams are different, but they're just as excited. We've got a team that's going to Hawaii at the end of the year.
Wow.
You know, and we're showcasing not only all-star cheerleading like what this is, but we're also showcasing, especially for the provincial championship, we're giving out world's bids for scholastic teams. So we're going to see kind of the best of the province for not only high school, but also university cheerleading. So
holy, that's exciting.
It is exciting.
And we were kind of talking about this before the segment, but there's a new rise in cheerleading, I think, or that has been over the last little while. Not very long, I think. But it's starting to sort of become one of those sports that people are really interested in.
Yeah, absolutely. I would say, like, especially the governance in the sport has come a long way in the last couple of years. It was 2016, late 2016, that it was cheerleading was provisionally recognized by the IOC as, you know, a potential Olympic sport in the next few years here. So Cheer Canada is really stepping it up. We're involved in a few different committees to sort of get the national sport organization running on that level and recognized. We have just recently been accredited by Sport BC as an official sport. So
that's awesome.
yeah, so BC Cheerleading Association has come a long way, and provincials is just one step towards that, right, hosting this event. So,
and we have some video that we can just run right now, and this is what we're talking about. I mean, you can see look at these little ones.
I know.
They're so cute, and look how strong they are. But honestly, the athleticism is, even in the younger groups, is fantastic, right?
Totally. And I think I like to promote it too, is sometimes, you know, it's kind of that blend between gymnastics and dance. There's the performative aspect that, you know, sometimes is missing a little bit in gymnastics. Like, there's a dance section, and there's definitely that performance aspect, but there is so much tumbling and there's so much strength. And, you know, we really like to try and promote how, for every level, right? For every, like, we have youth age, we have tiny age, and then it goes all the way up to a sport, right, all the way through life. So we have an adult team as well. So
correct me if I'm wrong, but you know, like several years ago when you thought cheerleading, a lot of the big teams and the high caliber came out of the US.
Totally.
Has that now changed? Is Canada sort of moving on up? Is there a new rise?
Yeah, for sure. Canada is stepping up in that. I mean, Canada has a few teams that are, you know, internationally recognized as being the top
teams in their division. I mean, we're sort of split by level and age and everything, but Canada is definitely getting in there. I mean, the U.S. still with their population can still sort of overrun that, but we definitely are, you know, holding our own against teams from not only the U.S. but the world.
Right. And yeah, we're making huge strides in that too, right?
Totally.
And I think too, it was always one of those sports that pretty much every school in the States would offer, right?
Yeah.
That wasn't always the case here, but now more and more schools, are they offering it too?
Yeah, and I think there was a big hesitation a couple years back. I mean, you know, insurance is obviously a concern, and so there were some school boards that were sort of hesitant that way. The more popular that the sport gets, we have more and more sort of credential accredited coaches around that are able and willing to step up to, you know, take on some of those school teams. So, so I think the bigger the sport gets, the more we'll see that infiltrating into the schools, which is great because that's just better access for a lot of kids. Because quite often, if you don't see it or your friends aren't doing it, how are you going to be exposed to the sport other than through school, right?
And that's why this event, this championships, the provincials, so exciting, right?
Yeah, because to host it locally.
Yeah, and it'll get people out, whether they're interested in cheerleading or not. Maybe they don't know they're interested until they see it, right?
Yeah.
So that's exciting. So that's April 13th at the TCC.
Yeah, and it runs from about 9 till 4:30. So lots of time in the day you can pop in just for a couple hours, or you can stay for the whole event. And I mean, I think there's going to be tons of spectators because we have so many local competitors that it's going to be like an opportunity for the aunts and the uncles and the grandmas and the parents, and so so it's going to be a fun crowd. We also have a couple cool vendors coming out, you know, and so I think it's just going to be a great event for everyone.
I think it will. Well, thanks for coming on the show.
Appreciate it.
Of course. So yes, the provincials taking place April 13th. There's the information, and you can get a hold of Freeze Athletics through their Facebook and their website as well. We are back in a moment. Stay with us on Midday.